is a principle of nature that most every creature knows. It's called survival of the fittest, and this is how it goes.
Sound familiar? This is what could have been. An early demo for a musical number in the Lorax animated film, which was later scrapped and replaced with
How bad can I be?
a song called Big Ring that could have saved the character that is the Onceler, and rather than distracting you from the Lorax's anti-corporate message, could have added to it. But once Big Ring landed on the desks of executives at Illumination Entertainment, which is owned by Universal Pictures, which in turn is owned by Comcast, the largest American multinational telecommunication conglomerate, you could probably see why some aspects of the song was changed. Specifically the lyrics, which is what we are going to be focusing on today, and how it uses poetic devices to convey meaning. Yeah, this is one of those videos. For the sake of time, I cut Big Ring in half and won't be recapping the movie, assuming you were one of the tens of millions who made the Lorax one of the highest grossing films of 2012, with a gross revenue of $349.2 million.
Oh, that's not so much. So?
Okay, never mind. 2012 was a good year for cinema. But regardless, you were probably one of the multitude of people who understands the premise of the original book or 1972 animation. And you probably would have heard
How bad can I be?
maybe through someone humming it before it became embedded in your brain forever. Well, let's kick this analysis off, shall we? The paragraph we started off with comes after a section where the Lorax went on an extended rant about how greed is just a vessel that is controlled by pride, using the metaphor of a worm and the case that the more you try to find it, the more it likes to hide, similar to how people would make up excuses to defend their pride, not just from other people, but from themselves too. So, cue the excuses. The first and second paragraphs are nearly identical to their equivalent in How Bad Can I Be, save for being consolidated into one verse, some word changes to fit the pop genre, as well as a lot of repeating. We will get back to that bit a little later. However, the third paragraph, which connects the metaphor that a company needs to adopt questionable practices or else wind up
Someone else's lunch. I'm just saying.
was altered dramatically once it got into How Bad Can I Be, to form a near perfect parallel with the first two paragraphs. Both start off in the exact same way, only swapping the words nature and business, and thus making the connection that both are governed by the same principles, but apply to different things. Life in nature and similarly, money in the business example. This link is only strengthened the further the song goes on. Remembering that these two paragraphs are excusing the Onceler's actions and painting him in a positive light. In line 3 and 4 of the business verse, it says the people with the money make this ever-loving world go round. This could be interpreted two ways. The more literal one being that the modern world literally runs on money, and without it everything will shut down, while the other interpretation is that the Onceler is simply blinded and believes that the money is the world. Taking into consideration the entire premise of these two verses, it is most likely to be the former. Further down at line 5 on both verses, it lists what you need to do to quote-unquote survive, though it never says what the example for the business side was. I don't know, like bankruptcy maybe? I could say that there is euphemism where it says you would end up someone else's lunch, but then again, it is a kids movie. Even though Illumination thought this was okay.
Shake that bottom line.
Okay, moving on. Oh yeah, remember that thing I said I was going to get back to? Without repeating? Yeah. Even though it kept some of the same sentences, each song paints the Onceler in a completely different light. The business verse of the excuses went from a mere 18 words, while it was in Biggering, into 66 words in How Bad Can I Be? Just to make the connection, which was already very much prevalent, making the excuses section take up a much larger portion of the song, going from under 20% in Biggering to almost double at 36%. Not only that, but the chorus, the part which gets repeated throughout the entire song, completely changed. In Biggering, the Onceler says, "I must keep biggering," meaning he probably knows he's doing something wrong, or else why would you need to stop? Who's going to try to stop you if you aren't doing anything bad? The Lorax certainly was trying to stop you. 40% of the whole song Biggering was the Lorax trying to get you to stop. Just slightly more than what How Bad Can I Be spent on excuses. The Onceler then explicitly acknowledges that what he is doing will only result in a slippery slope, saying the biggering is only triggering more biggering. In stark contrast, the chorus of How Bad Can I Be literally asks the audience how bad he is. No figurative language, just blunt repetition, driving those same 5 words into the listener's brain, portraying him as extremely naive even as whole forests are being cut down and animals are forced out of their homes. Even saying what he's doing naturally as a result of his greed/pride is his destiny. Not once did he look at, mention, or even acknowledges the destruction he caused until the last tree was cut down after the song has ended. Plausible deniability. Am I right? Going back to that repeating thing we were talking about, the climax of How Bad Can I Be is the biggest culprit, keeping the same words that were in the climax of Biggering, where it shifts from some excuses, continuing from the last verse, into the Onceler slipping into a madman-like state, saying the PR people are lying and the lawyers are denying as if it was a necessity. But added some more excuses, as well as How Bad Can I Be, at the start of each line. Adding that at the start of each and every line draws attention away from the Onceler's voice and what he is saying. This is also done throughout the rest of the song as well. Just to finish off, something that many people point out is the change of wording from "who cares if some things are dying" in Biggering to "who cares if a few trees are dying" in How Bad Can I Be. Like a previous example, this could be interpreted two ways. One, taking it literally and telling us all he thinks is being killed is a few trees, or the figurative option where a few trees was just a synecdoche for the quote-unquote some things, the ecosystems and animals, not just a few trees. Overall, I don't think Biggering could have ever went through the production pipeline without any changes. There was simply no way a song that tells the public companies explicitly chooses to do bad stuff, even if they are as likable as the Onceler. But in the end, How Bad Can I Be ended up on the other side of the court. A song which propagates the idea of plausible deniability in a movie where the main objective was to show the audience the bad stuff businesses do, or it could just be to make money. Well, hopefully this has enough care in it to make something better. Credits to the Cinco's video for first introducing me to the song Biggering and serving as a large inspiration for this video. If you haven't already, I suggest you pop on over there and watch it.